Good day to you cider drinkers. This is Nick here, your local cider enthusiast, with a special video, and my wife is going to remove her finger from the top of the, there you go. Okay, and we're going to continue on here with a special episode of a show that doesn't exist. This is a tasting that I'm going to do for you, and it's a blind tasting. So I'll tell you a little bit about the two ciders that my wife has poured for me. Now, the first cider, I don't know which is which of course, is Farnum Hill Farmhouse Cider. 6.5%, says made from true cider apples on it. And I was just at their orchard the other day and they charge you an arm and a leg for their cider apples, so it had better be good. That's all I have to say about that. The other is a much cooler, hipper cider to be tasting. You probably haven't heard of it, because I know you haven't. It comes from my good friend Abram Armstrong in Oregon, who has a cidery called Cider Riot, and he sent me something he calls the 1763, which is a reference to the cider tax riots that occurred in the West Country of England back in, I believe it was 1763. So I'm going to taste that one as well, and I'm going to see if I can pick them out or what's going to happen there. But Cider Riot is a young new cidery in Oregon. You should really check it out if you can. And I know that Abram trained under cider makers in the West Country, so both of these are definitely high in authenticity, and they should be some of the best ciders that you can buy in North America. So without further ado, I'm going to try the light colored one first. See how it tastes. Swirl, smell, pretty champagne-y, a little bit yeasty. Okay, for this one is it's nice and tart. It's a little bit winey, so I expect that was some sort of wine yeast or champagne yeast that was used. And it's not a lot of sweetness, and just a little bit of carbonation, so pretty standard. If I had to guess, a tiny bit of tannins at the end, I would guess that this is the Farnum Hill, but I'm not sure, because I've had some of their ciders before, and that's very similar. Let's try number two, before my lovely assistant reveals which is which. Lots more tannins in this one. Almost no carbonation. Lots of tannic bite. Very little sweetness. Yeah, that's beautiful. That tastes like a Cheddar Valley from Cheddar in the West Country. So I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to guess that this is the 1763. And I'm going to go ahead and guess that this is the Farnum Hill, although I could be terribly wrong about that. Would you prefer to let them know if I've
You have won the prize!
I won the prize! So I correctly guessed that the whiny, somewhat mass-produced tasting Farnum Hill is, yeah. Tastes a bit green, a bit young, and there's very little tannins on it for a cider that is supposed to have lots of true cider apples. If these were really true cider apples, there'd be a lot more tannic bite to this one. This one, on the other hand, has got lots, so this is the Farnum Hill here, you see. And this one is my special tasting version of the 1763. And this one's got much more true cider tannic bite to it. I know Abram gets his apples, he gets Davenets and Yarlington Mills apples like that. I've seen pictures online, so good on you, Abram. I think what you've done is made a much more authentic West Country style or English style cider. Nice and dry, all the way over there in Oregon, by the way. Whereas Farnum Hill, who are by far the biggest craft cider producers in the United States, independent craft cider producers in the United States, have made something which, you know, is nice, it's good to drink, a little bit sweet, and will probably appeal more to the American cider drinker, but it's a lot simpler and one-dimensional, whereas this is much more complex and has a lot more flavor. Those are my reviews. You have on the one hand a 1763. I give it 4 stars out of 5, where 5 would be some sort of perfection that no one's ever attained. The Farnum Hill gets 3 stars out of 5 for being relatively one-dimensional and predictable. Okay, cider drinkers, that's it for now. I will leave you to your adventures, and I'll see you next time with a new round of tastings. Tally-ho!